Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a story on Dear David. My niece told me about Dear David this past weekend whenever I was with family and asked me if I'd ever heard of him, and I said no. And she told me that there were a few YouTubers that did some videos on him. So I went ahead and watched a video about him, and I'm like, wow, impressive. And then I go to Google and I find a Dear David deconstructed. Someone basically proving everything that the gentleman that this happened to wrong, that he basically hoaxed it. So, with that being said, I will also I will do the Dear David story, and then I will do the Dear David deconstructed, because I don't know if it's true or not. I wasn't there. I can't go there. So all we have is what Mr. Adam says happened to him, and then what the blogger Dear David Deconstructed says about Adam in his video about Dear David. So it'll be two parts, and yeah, then I'll let you guys, my paranormal freaks, figure it out. Is it true or is it not true? I don't know. Let's get to it. Adam Ellis is a successful writer and illustrator. He has web comics on BuzzFeed. You can check them out if you haven't seen them. Here's one coming up for you. Adam Ellis began to get a lot of attention on Twitter for his post about "Please protect my cats while I'm away from home." Mr. Ellis claims a ghost of a dead child is haunting his apartment. Adam has photos and videos to back it up. Interesting how easy it is for him to record and get pics of Dear David. Catching paranormal on video, audio, and pictures is rare. It isn't something everyone is able to do if they have a ghost in their home, but let me stay on track. The evidence. August 7th, Adam Ellis posted, "So my apartment is currently being haunted by the ghost of a dead child, and he is trying to kill me." Something I myself have in common with Adam is he suffers from sleep paralysis. One time, Adam woke up in a state of sleep paralysis. Adam woke up to a young boy sitting in his green rocking chair at the foot of his bed. The boy had a large, misshaped head with a large dent on one side. The boy sat watching him for several minutes, then rose and began to walk towards the bed. Adam said he awoke screaming right before the boy made it to the bedside. Adam had a dream a few nights later that he was sitting in a library and a little girl came up to him and told him, "You've seen Dear David, haven't you?" She said, "Well, he is dead and only appears around midnight." She told him he was allowed to ask David 2 questions and only 2. If you ask for a third, he will kill you. Adam awoke terrified, as I would too. A few nights later, Adam had another frightening sleep paralysis experience with Dear David. Adam woke to seeing David sitting in the rocking chair again, watching Adam sleep. Adam, following the instructions the little girl gave him in his sleep, asked, "Dear David, how did you die?" "Accident in the store." Adam asked, "What happened in the store?" David replies, "A shelf fell on my head." Forgetting the 2-question rule, Adam asked, "Who pushed the shelf?" David does not respond. Adam asked David again, "Who pushed the shelf?" But still no answer. Adam states at this part of his dream he recalls the 2-question rule. Adam then woke up in a panic. Adam then went a few months without seeing Dear David. Adam then went to the internet to look for stories relating to any accidents with a David. Adam was not successful in finding anything while searching the internet. Around this time, Adam moved into a larger apartment in the same building a floor up. Adam continued the story, tweeting Another month or two goes by, and I sort of forget about dear David. I think he lost track of me because I moved upstairs. Adam's next tweet says, but lately something strange is happening. The last 4 nights, my cats gather at the front door at exactly midnight and just stare at it, almost like something is on the other side. Adam was uneasy but went to bed. He said he could still hear his cats meowing at the door for hours. The next week, Adam purchased a Polaroid camera. He started taking random photos around his apartment in hopes of catching some footage of dear David or the paranormal that was happening to him and his cats. Adam then noticed something strange when he took a pic of his hallway. It was black. But the hallway was brightly lit. It did not make sense. Even after multiple attempts, all photos came out black. Adam even tried moving back, expecting a different result, and to no surprise, it was still black, only in the hallway. Here's the picture of the hallway from Adam's apartment. The next picture coming up is Adam taking a picture with his Polaroid in the black hallway. It now had been months since his dream of dear David, but that night he had another dream of dear David. David was dragging him by the arms through an old abandoned warehouse. He woke up with a bruise on his wrist. Adam chalked this up to he must have injured himself. Adam was trying logic to figure out why he had a bruise on his wrist. Adam's next Twitter post stated, "Now look, maybe I injured myself the day before, and my arm was hurting during the night, which manifested as a dream." A few days later, Adam began receiving strange calls. The number kept showing up unknown. Adam did not answer like most of us do not, probably a telemarketer. But then one day, Adam took up the courage to answer, and he wished he hadn't. It was heavy, uncomfortable breathing on the other end of the phone. Then a small child said, "Hello." Adam said the small childlike voice was creepy. He hung up and tweeted, "I panicked and hung up. I didn't know what else to do. I closed all the curtains in my apartment and turned on every single light." In late August, Adam began planning a trip to Japan. Adam bought a motion-sensitive pet surveillance so he could keep an eye on his cats while he was gone. The same night he bought the equipment, he picked something up on his motion-sensing camera, and this is what he saw. Then a week later, the cats start behaving strange again. They seem frightened of something. Adam's cat Maxwell was seen swatting at something that is not visible to us for hours on end. Another week later, Adam captures another strange event. Adam stated he continued to experience dreams of odd apparitions and things peeking through his second-story window. Adam then left for his 2-week trip to Japan. That's not the end of Dear David. Stay tuned for part 2.